As soon as I decide to record, it starts to f***ing rain. That's how well my f***ing week has been going. And so the weather's absolutely shit. Get to your side of the f***ing road, you f***faced wanker. Good morning, everyone. Or morning or evening, whatever it is where you are. I'm not in my usual car, my Citroen C5, and those of you with great automotive knowledge may recognise what car I'm in. Now, there's a long story behind this, actually. Well, it's not that long a story. I took my car in for its usual service about a month ago, something like that, and my mechanic said, "You've got something wrong with one of your injectors, it seems to be leaking." And as soon as I decide to record, it starts to f***ing rain. That's how well my f***ing week has been going. And perhaps the amount of swear words can also clue you in as to my state of mind. Long story short, one of my car, my usual car, my C5, has a leaky injector. Took it in to get it fixed, and the mechanic just kept finding more and more problems. Now the thing is, this week I was counting on the car. I was 100% counting on my car, because it's a long story. I've got to go to behind the mountains. It's a region in Portugal that exists. So I've got my house and I have to go and pick something up and drop it off in another city, all behind the mountains. And by chance, it was this week. It's Friday today, but I was counting on going either on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, doesn't matter. If I could have gone on Monday, I would have gone on Monday, but I knew I wouldn't have a car. My car. But I thought, yeah, during the week it'll be fine. Tuesday, Wednesday at most. But every day my mechanic came with bad news. "Oh, it looks like your injector isn't good, it's the cables. They've been done up with cable ties, I'm gonna have to replace them." And then the cables came. "Oh, only 2 came. I need 4. Why didn't he get 4 straight away? "Oh, it's the injector that's wonky. I'm going to have to ask for another one." Today's Friday. I still don't have my car, so I had to borrow one. And this is the car I'm in. And the thing is, I can't go next week. First, because it's late. There's that. And also because I'm only going to have Monday to go, because I'm going to be away Tuesday and Wednesday. And Thursday I have to work. I have to do something with my life. Because I'm missing work, you know, to be here. And the thing is, if I do the 400 odd kilometers or 250 miles that I'm going to do today on Monday, I'm going to be very tired on Tuesday and Wednesday. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to Lisbon. I'm going to see a Lenny Kravitz concert. Something that I've had on my agenda, on my schedule since October. That's when me and the missus bought the tickets. And the thing is with that, again, luck hasn't been on our side. We booked a hotel to stay in when we booked the tickets. Very cheap, about 30 euros. Now, to be honest, the reviews weren't brilliant, but it's just a night. Just as long as we have a place to sleep, we'll be fine. Then a couple of weeks ago, the hotel, Lisbon Arsenal Suites, I've already given them a 1-star review on Google, because that's the most I can do. They said, you know, the room that you wanted was unavailable, but it can be available again if you pay us another 120 euros on top of what you'd already paid. Yeah, it's 5 times the price. So we thought, that is not, you know, how does that happen? We booked something for that price. It should be that price. And they decided, no, we're going to jack up the price for no good reason and be greedy. That's what they did. And the thing is, because it was so close to the concert and so close to the actual date that, it was so close to the date that we wanted to stay there, everything was very expensive. So what we're going to do, we're going to go by coach, we're going to go to the concert, we're going to loiter around, you know, where the nightlife is, and then catch the first coach home at about, I don't know, 5 or 6 in the morning. So I'm going to be shattered, and that's why I couldn't go either on Monday or next Thursday, because I'm not going to be in great physical condition to do so. I have to go today. So yeah, fate hasn't been kind to me. Also, I really needed my car because it's nice and big, so I could take the stuff you see here. Unfortunately, my in-laws were gracious enough to lend me their Renault Scenic, and I've already done a review on the Scenic. The thing is, it's a fine car, it really is. It's just not my cup of tea, and it's not really good for this kind of activity, for these journeys. And to top it all off, by the way, in terms of luck, today's one of those days where we've got like one of those storm fronts. It's Núria here in Portugal, and so the weather's absolutely shit. F*** the weather, f*** Lisbon Arsenal Suites, f*** Booking.com, because they didn't help us when it came to asking Lisbon Arsenal Suites, what the f*** do you think you're doing? Again, apologies for the expletives, but that's just how I feel right now. I'm in really a bad mood, to be honest with you. And of course, it's not helped by the fact that I'm not in my car. And my car has many advantages over this one. Of course, this is actually nice and comfortable and all of that, and it's practical and more or less well equipped. It's got a radio, but we've got no cruise control. We've got no refinement, and above all, we've got no 6th gear. That really makes a whole difference. I just don't understand these old cars, the way they were geared and set up. It's just how things were done back then, I don't know. But I'm doing 80 kph, 50 miles an hour at 2,500 revs. This has the legs of a pygmy. It's very short. I mean, I don't like the short gearing at all. And of course it's petrol, so that means much higher fuel consumption. But anyway, I can't complain. I've got wheels. That really is a massive, massive, massive boon. Thank you, in-laws, for lending this to me, otherwise I'd be stuffed. One of the big problems I have with my house, I've got a house behind the mountains, by the way, for those of you who are new to the channel. I bought an old house, very cheap, but I'm going to have to do it up myself, with basically no money. The thing is, because of my financial situation, it's very hard to get, not just time, but mostly the money to transport stuff. I've already hired a van. That went really well, to manage to scratch the van and pay 600 euros in damages. That was just absolutely and utterly. And this is a chest of drawers here, and this is part of a wardrobe here, part of a wardrobe, because the wardrobe is just so bloody massive and huge and cumbersome that I'm only going to be able to take it in bits. And then I've got the wife. Why are you taking it in bits? You gotta take it. I'm about to go into a tunnel, so you probably won't be able to hear me. So I'm going to sign off for now. So the tunnel is behind me. I'm now in behind the mountains, and everything now is better. The sun's just peeking behind the clouds, and of course behind the mountains is brilliant. It's got the nicest landscape in Portugal apart from the Alentejo. The rest of the country is dominated by eucalyptus trees. I've harped on about that to no end. I hate eucalyptus trees with a mighty passion. Oh shit. Stupid fucking BMW faced wanker. Do you know how long it's going to get me to build up speed again? Fucking hell. That's the problem with this car. I mean, it's just so gutless. And I respect Mr. Hubnut for, well, many reasons, but one of which is that he is able to do hundreds upon hundreds of miles in absolute shit boxes. And I've been so pampered, first by my Volvo S60, which, just, my goodness me. Put it in 5th, go anywhere to overtake, uphills, everything. I love that car. And my Citroens, my C5s are the same. This one especially. Nice long legs, nice powerful engine. Perfect. This is insurance against me speeding, because if I'm doing 110 kph top speed, speed limit 120 on the motorways here in Portugal, and I don't want to go anywhere near there because of the loud noise. I don't even know if what I'm filming is going to be salvageable because of the roar from the engine. And now everything's misting up, can I turn on the aircon? AC. There, turn on the AC. I don't know if it works in this car, but we're about to find out. Car's demisting, I think we're good. So anyway, I'm on my way. I'm way behind schedule. way behind schedule because this car is so slow. Well, it has to be. It's not slow. I mean, in theory, on paper, I could do 120 kph all the way, but my fuel consumption would be even worse than what it is now, and I'd get there with my ears bleeding. Well, at least the landscape's improved dramatically as the weather seems to be less crap. Thank goodness for that. Silver linings and such. Job flipping well done, if I may say so myself. You can see the car is now empty and I can continue on my way. See you later. Interesting. It's an interesting perspective there. Hello. I wonder what the sound's like. Hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, see that place? That seems like a perfect place for a GoPro. This is Renault thinking futuristically. Yes, maybe make that a little recess so you can put a camera there to vlog yourself while driving. That's brilliant. But yeah, the weather's still utterly miserable. And that's just an extra bad part. Oh god, but I'm not going to complain. I've already complained too much today and I should be thankful. Thing is, it really does annoy me. It made me very sad that I wouldn't be able to use my car for today's road trip. It's not really a road trip, it's not for fun. But I've said this in a lot of videos, I like my C5 so much that any excuse to drive it is marvellous. Spending a day in my car driving places is my idea of heaven, especially out here in the open road in a place as beautiful as behind the mountains. So that really is a bit of a bugger. Instead I have to take this car. Now of course I shouldn't be sad, you know, I've got a car. But it's a bit like, you know, you're being in university and you think you're gonna finally shag that really hot girl in your class, and then you end up with her ugly friend. Still a shag though. So that's the first leg, second leg actually. The first leg was when I signed off outside my house. Second leg just finished. I've got my the files I have to deliver to another town. What's good though, originally I was supposed to go about an hour into behind the mountains, away from my residence from Porto, so basically going southeast. But fortunately I'm going to have to go back west and deliver it, so it's on the way home, which means I'm going to use less petrol and it's going to be quicker, which is excellent. I was actually worried I was going to be late because I have to pick up my nephew at 4 and take him to a party. Get to your side of the road, you faced wanker, and I'm heading back the way I came, which is what I want. Yay! Only problem now, I have to get to Villarreal before lunchtime, because if it's lunchtime they close up shop and they leave, and I will have to wait until they come back after lunch, which will compromise my schedule. So fingers crossed I get there before lunch, but I don't have my hopes up because this car is so slow. Even stuck behind a bloody lorry. Overtaking, come on. Because we're going up a very slight gradient, and of course the car struggles. And I'm in 5th, look, 3,000 revs. Blimey now. So that's it. God dang it, just got out of a parking ticket. That's the third leg of the journey done. I've delivered the documents, the files, whatever they're called. They're documents, not files, so they were files, but they're documents, to Villarreal, Royal Town. That's the actual name. One thing that I also didn't mention, in Mirandela, the first place where I went, I stopped to eat and I had like some coffee with milk and some toast. Very common dish here in Portugal, torrada e meia de leite, as it's called. Toast and half of milk. Don't ask us how it's called. Cost me €4, you know, and in Porto it cost me like €2, and I think that's still expensive. 2 and a bit euros with inflation. €4, and the toast was shit. Anyway, I gave the poor man a piece of my mind. I say poor man because he looked like an old guy who looked like was frail. I thought he was going to have a heart attack and keel over, so I reined it back a little. But I let him know that that is not good value. And also, I chose a cafe that was a bit more ratty looking, so I thought it'd be cheaper, because there was, you know, one next to it that was all nice and posh looking and whatnot. And I thought, no, that'll be more expensive. So anyway, through the absolutely awful weather and home. So I'm going uphill towards the tunnel, and I think I'm going to sign off. I think everything that has to be said has been said. So that's it. That's my day with the Renault Scenic. Not the best car in the world by any chance, but it'll do for what I need it to. Not as good as my C5. There's no such thing as a perfect car, but there is the perfect car for you. The perfect car for me is the Citroën C5 X7 Tourer. It's as perfect as it gets, in my humble opinion. But thanks anyway, Scenic, for delivering me to my various destinations. I don't want to be ungrateful. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video wasn't a complete waste of time for you. Please check out the t-shirts, because there might be something that you like. It's mostly Citroën C5s, but there are other things as well. Please click the like button, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you all in a future video. Here are some more videos on the screen that you can watch if you like. I bid you farewell.